It is really crazy to think that a woman is one dimensional and that there is one way forever for her to lose weight and continue to lose weight. And what I want to share with you today is the evolution of my own weight loss journey and how it has changed over the last 4 years, what it looks like now, and how I plan to continue to serve women and help them lose weight based on exactly where they're at in their own journey. Welcome to the Claude Code. Let's get into it.
Welcome to the Cloud Code!
What's up, guys? My name is Claude Racine. I am your host of the Claude Code, where I suffocate your bullshit and help you reclaim your life. And today, I wanted to, first of all, I'm also live on my Instagram. So if you see me looking here a little bit, I am talking to both of you. So today I wanted to share with you the evolution of my own weight loss journey. And I think this is really important to talk about because it seems as though everybody out there has like this one way of helping women lose weight. And what people aren't taking into consideration is the journey that a woman takes, the phases of her life and the different phases of her body and what's going on that she goes through, and where she started her weight loss journey and how she started doesn't mean that that's still gonna work towards the end of it or in the middle of it, or she may hit a plateau, and we have to address these things. So I'm going to share with you a little bit about my own weight loss journey so that you get a sense of what I mean by this. So I started my health and wellness journey in 2021. In October of 2020, after having my son in January of 2020, I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's, which is an autoimmune disease, and I had also gained 40 pounds postpartum. I had pretty debilitating postpartum despair. I worried all the time, had insane anxiety after having my son about just everything. And that energy and feeling that way led to my body getting very ill and led to me putting on 40 pounds. And when I was diagnosed in October of 2020, they did put me on a thyroid hormone, which at the time I wasn't told like, oh, this is going to make you feel fucking crazy. So just beware. So I took it and I felt fucking crazy. And I was a professional dancer for 18 years. So I'm very like in tune with my body. Like I'm very present with it. And I just didn't feel good. So I took that whole fucking bottle and threw it in the trash. I was like, well, I've got to figure out a different way to do this, to heal this autoimmune. I'm not doing it like that. I feel fucking nuts. Like I couldn't sleep. My heart was racing. It was just bad. Like I felt worse than I did off of it. So anyway, I started reading books about like the EBV virus, and I started running to get the weight off. Like I was really like, okay, I'm going to run every night for 3 miles, wear a fucking like sweatsuit, and I'm going to go gluten-free. And I tried going vegan. I tried all this shit, you guys. Nothing worked. My weight would not budge. I tried doing what I did before. If you guys don't know, I was a cast member in the Beachbody workouts called 21 Day Fix Real Time and 21 Day Fix Extreme Real Time with Autumn Calabrese. And I had lost like 13 pounds doing that program in 8 weeks. This was before having my son. So I went back to doing that after having my son. And I was on the test group for 9-week Control Freak. And like my body just wasn't, I just knew something was wrong. Like it wasn't responding. I was still inflamed. I was still like bloated, and the weight just wasn't really coming off. Like some of it, I think I had lost at most like 9 pounds in 9 weeks, which is good. Was it 9 pounds? I don't think it was that much. I don't think, anyways, the point is my body still wasn't where I knew it could be. And I felt still not good. So I'm doing all this stuff. Nothing's working. But in my mind, I'm like, there's gotta be a fucking way. Like, but this is just to prove to you guys that a woman's body goes through so many changes that it's that one way of losing weight is never going to be able to work and sustain as she gets older and as she evolves For most of us, no. And guess what? 12.2% of America is metabolically healthy. 12.2%. That is not a high percentage. The rest of us are dealing with metabolism problems, immune problems that are caused by not just the food that we eat, but mainly our culture, which is fucking stress and anxiety and worry and hustle, hustle, hustle and work, work, work. Like none of us really enjoy our lives here. We are taught to hustle and work and work and like, and I was one of those people. I put work above all else. I worried about finances constantly. And, you know, I lived a pretty unstable life as a professional dancer. I traveled a lot. I put my body through a lot. And the point is that it's always about achieving here and producing, right? And just more, 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 do more, more, more. It's never about relax. It's about everyone is preaching discipline and don't hit snooze and get up earlier than everyone else. And that actually can be very, very detrimental to a woman's body. And I feel like a lot of us are programmed and conditioned to be very masculine and to hustle and to put in the time and support our family, and we can make money too, and I'm independent now, and now I hold the weight of the world on my shoulders and my body is caving. Okay, I'm going to get to a little bit more of that later, but anyways, 12.2% of us are metabolically healthy, and I think it starts with our lifestyle, how we feel, our culture, our hustle culture. And then because of how we feel internally and because where we vibrate, and then we reach for fast foods and what's quickest. And I don't feel good, I'm going to eat McDonald's, and I'm fucking stressed, I'm going to drink alcohol. Like the whole thing is just fucking wrong. Okay? So, where was I? Well, I knew there was an answer. And like I was like, I'm not accepting that this is my body, that I'm sick, that I'm gonna have this forever, that I can't fucking lose weight. So I go to this couples retreat with Noah for this thing that he was a part of called MDK Project with Bedros Keuilian. And this cute little blonde is running around in a yellow bikini, and I'm looking at her ass like, I want that ass. Not like I want that ass like in a sexual way. I want that actual butt to be my butt. Like I need that ass to be my ass. And my ass used to look like that. And there's nothing more destabilizing than being in a body that you no longer recognize, being in a body that you can no longer control, being in a body that's responding to nothing good that you're doing for it, to being in a body that you fucking hate. Let's be real. And I'm looking at her like, I used to be able to like have that and do that. And so I talked to her, and she ends up not just being like she's not I thought she was a trainer because her body looks so good. She's like, I'm actually a functional nutritionist, and your husband told me you have Hashimoto's autoimmune. Has anybody ever looked at your stool? And I was like, has anybody ever looked at my stool? No, nobody's ever looked at that. What is that? Why would they look at my poop? She's like, well, autoimmune is rooted in the gut. And so this began my awareness about gut health. I had never had to worry about this my entire fucking life. I was a fit professional dancer with a fit body. No matter what I ate, I was good. Okay. And so I knew nothing. 4 years ago, I knew nothing about gut health. This was actually 3 years ago. Excuse me. I started my health and wellness journey in September of 2021. So just a little over 3 years, actually. I didn't know anything about nutrition and foods and seed oils and gut health, nothing. I knew nothing. So this was the next evolution for me. I could no longer do, after having my son and being diagnosed with this disease, I could no longer do what I did in my early 30s, late 20s to lose weight. Didn't work. Okay, so I'm evolving. So now what? Now functional nutrition comes into my life, and in 6 months I lose 35 pounds, and I reverse my autoimmune disease. Meaning, when you have Hashimoto's, your antibody numbers are very high and they're supposed to be at 30. Mine were at 400. And with Rachel, we brought them down to 136 at their lowest, which is phenomenal. And the fact that I could even lose weight was amazing. My body was estrogen dominant. I had some insulin resistance going on, and we fixed all that through proper nutrition and exercise. And I will forever be grateful for an anti-inflammatory diet, for weight training, for being made aware of how important sleep is. And so this was one phase of my journey. Cardio, beach body, and because the first time I lost weight, I was 28? And I did it by running 6 miles on a treadmill 5 days a week. And I lost 20 pounds in 2 months. My body was like, bitch, we are snatched. And all we did was run. And won't you know it, that the next time I try to lose weight after having my son, that method no longer works. Now I need something more, which was the gut health, the functional nutrition, the exercise, learning about sleep, and trying as best as I can to manage my stress. So for 2 years, right, September 2021, September 2023, a little under 2 years, this worked great. And it worked so great that I started an online coaching business to help women do the same with anti-inflammatory diet, through proper exercise, proper sleep, stress management, mindset coaching, which I still do and I love. However, in June of 2023, June 26th, I had my 18-year-old implants removed. And I would say that before having my implants removed, I weighed about 140, 139, 140. And when I got my implants removed, I was like, oh, my body's going to be so grateful. And it's going to function way better. I'm going to lose more weight more effortlessly. Like, this is all great. Like, in my mind, I was like, I'll go down to 135, no problem, after getting these out. My body had a different plan. My body had definitely like a different, it had other plans. So my body got super inflamed. It reacted crazy to like the anesthesia, the antibiotics I had to take. I didn't take that many pain pills, but I did a couple nights because that shit was painful. And instead of my body being relieved that I took the bags out, it was like, where did those go? It was so used to having them there. And it just panicked when they were gone. And I actually gained almost 15 pounds. Like, I was back up to like 154, 155. And you guys, I was pissed. Like, how is this happening again? That I'm gaining weight again after I'd lost it with functional nutrition. And I kept thinking in my head, like, this surgery made my Hashimoto's worse. The anesthesia made my thyroid worse. Everything just made my body worse. And so I went into like overdrive. And one of the things that I have to be careful of, that I've realized since having my son, is I needed to learn how to chill out, how to relax, how to do less, how to trust my body and allow it to heal. But after having my surgery, I was just so concerned about getting my body back to where it was before or better. Because now I felt like I'd put on this extra weight, and how can I be a fitness coach and help women lose weight when I can't even get my body to be where I want it to be? So September of 2021, I have a friend reach out to me who is a fitness trainer. And she asked me, like, how are you? And I was like, I'm doing horrible. And the thing is too, you guys, this whole time that I'm like out of surgery, I can't work out. And now I feel like I'm going to lose clients. I'm going to lose leads. No one's going to want to sign up for my program because they're not seeing me work out. They're seeing me gain weight. And so my mind is just in this negative space, and I'm stressed the fuck out. So my friend reaches out to me. She's like, "Hey, you doing okay?" And I was like, "I'm not okay at all. Like I am not okay. My headspace is horribly negative. I'm afraid I'm losing everything. My body's not responding to like my macros anymore." And you guys, there was a lot of confusion in my head because what had worked before stopped working. And now I was hearing that, well, you can't be in a calorie deficit. Like, even though I want to lose weight, I can't be in a calorie deficit because I was in one for too long. And now I just basically need to like eat more calories and just kind of suck it up that my body can't lose weight. And I was just like, this can't, I couldn't accept it. Like, I was again in a body that I didn't like, that wasn't responding. I was stressed the fuck out. I was worried about losing my business. And instead of like focusing on things that made me feel good or finding joy in my life, I just went and did more, 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 more. So I like did a challenge with my glow getters, and it was like take a cold plunge every day, run 3 miles every day. It was do more, do more, do more. And then like I said, my trainer, my friend hit me up who's a trainer, and I decided to hire her. And she changed my macros, gave me more food, gave me more carbs than I ever ate since losing weight, because I've always been like on a lower carb diet. And I was scared. I was like, my body doesn't know what to do with these carbs. And this was the conversation I was having in my head every day. My body doesn't know. I have Hashimoto's. You don't understand. My thyroid's not working properly. Like, I can't burn through carbs like you can. Clearly, my body's having a hard time burning through fat. Like, it won't let go of the fat. And she's like, just trust the process, which I did. So, like 5 days a week, I think it was 5 or 6 days a week, I was doing crazy intense training. And like her methodology is more intensity. And I told her, like, I ran a mile in like 12 minutes. She's like, you need to run it in 10. So I was constantly pushing myself. For about 5 months, I pushed myself, went to the gym, intense training, running, and like trying to outdo myself, cold plunges. I get my blood work done, and my TSH, which is your thyroid stimulating hormone, meaning if your thyroid isn't working properly, your brain releases thyroid stimulating hormone to try to stimulate your thyroid to work better. So when you have a high TSH number, that means your thyroid is hurting. And my TSH, when I got my blood work back, had doubled, despite my efforts to eat amazing. I always sleep like a fucking bear. Okay. Like, I am disciplined. I am counting my macros. I am sticking to a whole one ingredient food diet, anti inflammatory, no alcohol, no gluten, dairy, sugar, nothing. And my body's getting fucking worse. And so here I am at another pivotal moment of what worked before isn't working now, because I'm at a different phase in my life. I've just undergone surgery. And so for over a year, I did this, counted my macros, trained harder, did more. And you guys, I didn't lose a single pound. And my thyroid got worse. And then all of a sudden, this interesting thing happened where I met a friend. Her name's Tanya. She's a success energetics expert. And I had no fucking clue what the fuck energetics was. What is that? And she's talking to me, and I'm like, I've never, ever heard of this in my life. I've been in my masculine my whole life. I know that if I work hard, I make money, and that everything else can take like a back seat. I need to show up for my business and work hard, no matter how I feel. And she was like, no, this is all backwards. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, if it doesn't feel good, what's the point? And I realized how long I had been feeling awful inside, how long I had been stressed, how long I had been worried about my body, about money, about business, about losing my business, about losing myself. But I just thought that I could out create that through action. And the world and God and the universe was showing me that no, you can't. You can't fix this through more action. You got to handle you, Claude. You got to heal you. So, energetics is all about that. It's about changing your belief systems, your mindset. It's about focusing on feeling good. It's focusing on your energy. It's focusing on attracting rather than chasing and pushing. And my whole MO, my whole life is hustle, hustle, push, push to get results. Push, 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 push. More, more, more. More workouts, more this, more work, longer hours, more marketing, more promo, more reels, more emails, more, 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 more. And at the same time that like I'm kind of being aware of energetics as it relates to work, and my business and how I run my business and all of that, I'm working with a doctor and he's noticing that I'm not losing weight, even though all the things that we had put in place as far as supplements and working with their dietitian, um, and doing all the stress management things, my body's still not responding. So he offers, that is true, Lori. He offers for me to try something called terzepatide. Never heard of it in my life before. Never seen the word. I had no idea what it was. However, in working with Rachel in the past, my functional nutritionist who helped me reverse my Hashimoto, she had put me on a couple peptides. Tesamorelin was one of them. And I didn't really see any results. But now this doctor is recommending terzepatide. And I was like, what is that? So I look it up. It's a GLP-1. Now, mind you, everything that I've known about GLP-1s until now is bad. It's a drug. Don't do it. I'm like, I can't take that. So I ignore it. I don't order it. I ignore it. I'm like, no, I'm not going that route. 4 months later, I have my blood work done again, and the GLP-1 conversation comes back up. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I am at my wit's end with my body and doing everything right and it not responding. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it. So I am like a fucking data machine. Like I research things like crazy. So I start researching terzepatide. And what's crazy is at the same time this comes into my life with him, with the doctor, I'm starting to see now online more women being like, oh, I had years of, traumatic weight stored and I did microdosing GLP-1 and it's look at my body. And I was like, oh my gosh, like what is this? I had no idea. All I knew was like Ozempic and then all the shit everyone talked about regarding it. So I start doing research and come to find out that things like semaglutide, terzepatide, Ozempic, as it were, Wegovy, Manjaro, they're just peptides. Peptides are short chain amino acids. And they're healing. Like they help your body's metabolism, your immune system, brain function. There's a peptide for everything. To heal your gut, to help with vision, help with sex drive, to help heal like injuries. All these kinds of peptides exist. And my eyes were open to this world. And I was like, oh my God. And then I stumbled upon a GLP-1. So the difference is semaglutide is a single agonist GLP-1. Tirzepatide is a dual 2 agonist. And then I stumbled upon one, which I'm not going to say the name because It's not approved yet. Okay? This is not medical advice. I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you things that I have found and read up on that have been insanely helpful to me. But I'm not going to say the word. But this one is a triple agonist. And again, I'm watching like a shit ton of videos, the good and the bad. I'm watching all of it. And I made the decision that I was going to try this. But I did start with semaglutide. Now, here's the interesting thing. Remember, I was talking to you guys about energetics coming into my life, and I'm looking at it from a business point of view of really applying this attract feminine energy to my business. Never once correlating it to my body, right? So at this point, I'm like, cool, I'll try the semaglutide. My doctor wanted me to try tirzepatide, but I couldn't order it really anywhere through any of the websites, and it just wasn't available to me. So I tried semaglutide. Tried it for 2 months, and it did nothing. And here I am being like, okay, here I am again. And of course, my body would not react to GLP-1. So I'm on fucking Google and YouTube being like, why would your body not react to GLP-1? And there's some videos on there about like testosterone levels, which mine are fine. So it's not that. And I'm like, why? This is a joke, right? Because I'm watching all these women taking this, and it's not, and of course I'm coupling it with the best diet, the best food. I'm working out like a horse. Like, I'm not just taking it and then like gave up all my other great tools that I used to lose weight. And then something clicked regarding energetics. And I was like, wait a second. Strategy. Energetics is more important than strategy in business. Energetics is more important than strategy in weight loss. Attracting success through my business is the same thing as attracting success in my body. And here I am trying to force it, trying to push it, trying to do more to get the results when I need to just stop trying so damn hard to lose weight. And I need to believe in my body, and I need to trust it, and I need to change my dialogue with it. So again, I was at this point of evolution. I had handled the body before through anti-inflammatory. I had done that, and I had gotten results. And then something else happened in my life. I started stalling. I gained weight. That stopped working alone. And it was like, okay, cool. Now, Claude, you have to address you, your relationship with you, your spiritual you. Because I was so focused on the physical, the body. And I didn't trust my body for shit. I was like, my body is sick. It can't metabolize fat. It can't do this. It can't do that. And so it was responding to my thoughts that I was having all the time. It was responding to my belief systems about weight loss and food. I was terrified of food. Like, I didn't want to have gluten. I was terrified to eat dairy. I didn't want to eat that. I didn't want to eat this. And that fear alone was creating such a bad vibration in my body. I didn't trust my body either. So this was the next level. And so one day I said, fuck it. I'm not counting another macro. I'm going to eat foods that excite me. I'm going to eat foods that bring me joy. I'm going to eat foods that I look forward to eating. I'm not going to be afraid of food anymore. I'm going to eat gluten again. I'm going to eat cottage cheese because I fucking love it. I'm going to drink raw milk because I fucking love it. I'm going to eat a croissant because I fucking love it. I'm going to eat sourdough bread and Greek yogurt. I'm going to put honey on it and some granola in the morning and berries. And I'm going to just work out 4 days a week now. I'm going to do less. And I'm going to enjoy my food more. And I'm not going to be afraid of it anymore. And I'm going to talk to my body in a way that fuels it. I'm going to trust it. And I'm going to believe in it. And I'm going to believe that every cell in my body knows what it's doing and that it knows what to do with the food that I put in it and that it's healthy, that my body is healthy. And I stopped ever thinking that I even have Hashimoto's. As far as I'm concerned, I don't have it anymore because I'm no longer an energetic match to dis-ease. I love it, Paige. I'm no longer an energetic match to dis-ease. I am free. I am happy. I choose joy. I'm no longer afraid of food. And guess what, you guys? As soon as I had this aha moment and let go of everything having to do with the body, I stopped micromanaging it. I stopped tracking my food. I stopped weighing myself every fucking week going, are you working, body? Are you working, body? Only to find that it wasn't working because it was responding to my lack of belief in it. That's the simplicity of it. Imagine your partner. You don't trust your partner. Are you doing everything right? And you're constantly like looking to see where they are. You're tracking them on your phone. Are you at work? Did you pay the bills? Did you do this? Did you do that? Did you do this? Are you at work where you say, are you coming home? Are you home yet? That's how I was treating my body. Micromanager 5,000. And it was just like, okay, like imagine treating someone like that. They'd be like, fuck you. They would resist back so bad. They would leave your ass. They would leave you. I'm not standing for this. And my body was like, girl, you're gonna have to leave me alone. So I left it the fuck alone. I stopped tracking macros. I stopped taking progress pics. I stopped weighing myself. And I just started tuning in and listening to, what do I want to eat? What do I want to eat? Sourdough bread with cottage cheese. Ooh, that looks so good. I'm going to have that. A bagel with cream cheese. I'm going to have that. And all of a sudden, I lost 12 pounds in 12 weeks. As I made that mindset shift, obviously, now the GLP-1 is working. And now my body's working. Everything's working because my mind is working now. Yes, don't obsess. So good, Paige. I stopped obsess. I let go. Because I believe that we are here and God wants us to always have more faith, more trust. And whatever needs to happen to create that, he's going to put in your life and go, can you please trust me more? Can you please have more faith? And I had to let go, like in this moment, and it was fucking terrifying. I had to let go of everything I knew again. And this time it was especially hard because there was no more like doingness. Like even as I talk about it, it's always felt so safe when I knew like what to do, when there's steps to do. And yes, that was helpful. That was helpful for a certain time in my life, doing things. But I've relied on doing so much. And it seems like without steps and doing, I have no trust in me. And so this time it was especially hard because I had to let go of everything that feels safe to me, which is a plan and doing and actionable things to do. Yeah, I had to let go of all of that and actually tune into me and my soul and my spirit and what makes me happy. It's not, I never looked at that. It was like, well, this is what I'm supposed to do. And when I do it and when I follow these steps, I get a certain result. Then all of a sudden I didn't anymore because I had to expand. I had to grow spiritually and mentally. I had to grow. And here's the thing. I know that I'm not the only woman out there going through this. We're all evolving. And so, how do I bring my current clients and future clients with me? And this is the journey. There's a place for everyone to start. Where are you at? But to put every single woman at the same starting point doesn't make sense to me anymore. But what I did realize is there are a lot of women that need the place where I started. But I can't leave them there forever. I can't leave them there. The goal is start here and end here with total freedom and biohacking and using things like GLP-1s, which are a peptide that help your metabolism, that help bring you some fucking confidence. Because here's the thing, if you've put the discipline in and you've eaten all the right foods and you exercise and your body's like, what's the difference between a GLP-1 and somebody being on a testosterone supplement, or GLP-1 and somebody taking a thyroid hormone, or GLP-1 and somebody taking Anavar? And by the way, you guys, anyone out there who you see who is a fitness professional, most women who are late 30s, 40s, everybody is on something. Everyone is taking something to help their physique. Even steroids. And I started to go, well, if that is available to people and there are peptides for this and peptides for that, why are we demonizing GLP-1? And the only reason that it's been turned into something bad is because the FDA approved it, turned it into a drug so that doctors can prescribe it, and now they can make money off of it. They can't patent peptides. So my mission now for anyone who enters my world is, first of all, to see where you're at. Where do we start you? What do you need? Are you 70 pounds overweight, super inflamed, and dealing with autoimmune or diabetes or close to? Well, then I know where to start you. But are you someone like me who's been working at this for a long time and you're still not where you're at and you would just like to experience some food freedom? Well, then let's talk about phase 2 of Glow Getters, which is intuitive eating. Because at some point you've got to learn to trust, you've got to let go and trust your body and do what feels good and enjoy the foods you want to eat. And if that means microdosing a GLP-1, then that's what that means. Because at the end of the day, what do you want? To constantly restrict yourself? Do you want to count your macros forever? Do you want to constantly be working at getting into a body that you like? Is that what you want? Like, I had to get clear on, what do I want? I don't want to count macros forever. So I'm not going to make any woman who comes into my world count macros forever anymore. It might be part of her protocol in the beginning, like it was for me, but she's definitely not leaving here with that. My job is to provide all my clients and you guys with the tools that are going to set you fucking free. And up until now, setting you free was an anti-inflammatory diet, weight training, sleep, and stress management. But now there's a next level. There's health energetics. There's healing your relationship with you, coupled with GLP-1 therapy, micro dosing, which will give you the body that you want, which will allow you to be free in making food choices, which will shut the fuck up with the food noise, which will allow you to enjoy what you want and enjoy a body that you love. And when you leave Glow Getters now, that's where you're going to be at. If that's what you want. Like, I'm not forcing anyone to do anything they don't want to do, but it is a tool that I am so happy to add to my arsenal because it's part of my journey. And if this can help women gain their confidence back, you just have to know how to use it. Doctors don't know. They're overdosing patients. They're starting you at 7.5 milligrams and then increasing from there, when you should start between zero 0.5 and 2 milligrams and titrate up slowly. And also, which one's best for you? Which one's best for you? How do you feel on it? Is it working? Is it not? And so the next level of Glow Getters is literally providing a program that helps women tune into their bodies, feel fucking good, learn how to intuitively eat and trust that, and couple that with a little micro dosing of GLP-1, get the body you want and the fucking freedom you have been dying for, just like I have. And no, you don't have to be on it forever. And no, it's not something like when you get off, all the weight comes back on. It's just that you have to know how to introduce it to your body, and you have to know how to wean yourself off. You have to know how to increase dosage. You have to know which GLP-1 is best for you. And this is my journey, and this is where I'm at. And I'm going to get a lot of people who disagree. I'm going to get a lot of people who are like, what the fuck? Goodbye. And that's totally fine. Because I know that I'll also, just like me, get women that will find a lot of benefit in this. So stay tuned for the next phase of Glow Getters. I'm so excited to bring it to you, to be a part of this, to help make this a part of your life. And it's going to be incredible. Incredible. So that's my journey. This is where I'm at, and I'm excited to share it with you, because think about it. If your doctor says you have to be on cholesterol meds or thyroid meds for the rest of your life, you don't say anything. You're like, okay. But people worry about being on a GLP-1 for the rest of your life. Well, if you feel great and you look great and you have food freedom and your life is fucking amazing and all you have to do is take one little injection a week to stay that way, then who the fuck cares? Who cares? All right, guys, thanks for tuning into the Claude Code. Listen, if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. If you're back, hit the thumbs up button. If you like this episode, share this with your family, your friends. If you're listening to the podcast, leave me a review, give me 5 stars, share the episode on your social media. And if you found any value at all, just spread the word, you guys. Love you, and stay tuned for what's coming at the Glow Up with Claude. Love you guys.